Once upon a time, in a small village in the heart of the forest, there lived a woman named Anna. She had a loving husband and two beautiful children, a boy and a girl. They were a happy family, living a simple life, surrounded by nature. One day, Anna woke up to find that her family was nowhere to be seen. She called out their names, but no one answered. She searched the house from top to bottom, but it was empty. She looked out the windows and saw that they were all boarded up, and the doors were locked from the outside. Panic set in as Anna realized she was trapped inside her own home. She tried to force the windows and doors open, but they wouldn't budge. She screamed for help, but no one came. She was alone, with no way out. Days turned into weeks, and Anna's situation only got worse. She was running out of food and water, and the loneliness was unbearable. She tried to stay strong, but the fear and anxiety were consuming her. She wondered what could have happened to her family, and why someone would do this to her. As time went by, Anna's hope of being rescued faded away. She began to lose her mind, talking to herself and imagining things that weren't there. She saw shadows moving across the walls and heard strange noises that made her heart race. She knew she was losing her grip on reality, but she couldn't help it. One night, when Anna was at her lowest point, she heard a faint scratching sound coming from outside. She approached the boarded-up window cautiously, and through a small crack, she saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at her. She screamed and backed away, but the eyes remained fixed on her. As the days passed, the eyes became a constant presence, always watching her every move. Anna grew accustomed to their presence and started to talk to them as if they were her only company. She told them about her life, her family, and her hopes and dreams. Then, one day, the eyes disappeared. Anna was devastated, feeling more alone than ever before. But then she heard a familiar voice calling out her name. It was her husband's voice. She rushed to the door and tried to open it, but it was still locked. She begged him to help her escape, but he couldn't hear her. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Anna heard a loud banging on the door. She ran towards it, and with all her strength, she pushed against it. The door gave way, and Anna stumbled outside, into the open arms of her husband and children. They explained to her that they had gone on a camping trip, but when they returned, they found the house boarded up and thought that Anna had left them. They had been searching for her ever since, and finally found a way to break into the house. Anna was overjoyed to be reunited with her family, and they hugged each other tightly, grateful for their second chance. They left the village, never to return, and Anna never forgot the feeling of being trapped and alone, and how important her family was to her. As they drove away from the village, Anna couldn't shake the feeling of unease that had settled in her chest. She knew she needed to find closure and understand why someone had boarded up her house, leaving her trapped inside. After much searching, Anna discovered that the culprit was a neighbor who had always been jealous of her happy family and wanted to cause them harm. The neighbor had secretly boarded up the house, hoping that Anna would never be found and that the family would be torn apart by grief and despair. Anna was shocked and hurt by the betrayal, but also relieved to have found closure. She decided to forgive the neighbor and move on, knowing that holding on to anger and resentment would only hurt her in the long run. With her family by her side, Anna started a new chapter in her life, one filled with gratitude and appreciation for the people she loved. She never forgot the lessons she learned during those long days trapped in her house, and she made sure to cherish every moment she had with her family and friends. In the end, Anna realized that life is fragile and unpredictable, and that the only thing that truly mattered was the love and connection she shared with the people she cared about. And so, she lived her life with joy and purpose, grateful for every moment she had been given.